So we've all done it. We've found something we want to paint. We've grabbed our canvas and our paints and we've launched ourselves into a painting and found ourselves sobbing and rocking in the corner some 20 minutes later. So a little strategy that might be useful would be to, when you first find that image that you've fallen in love with, just to sit down and dissect it in a few different ways. So for example, look at what might be problem areas. So maybe, you know, a large gradation of color with clouds through it. You may need to work out a way of blending that before it dries. For example, you might want to look at creating a series of swatches beforehand. I have recipes for everything. I have tropical water recipes and I have recipes for sand, wet sand, dry sand, etc., etc. But if you sit down and work out those recipes before you start, and you know, sometimes there's a little bit of nuance, you might need to add a little color here and there, but if you sit down and work them out on a swatch or on a piece of paper or on a piece of canvas beforehand and have them mapped out on your palette, you know that you can mix them again later, and you know the process that you need to go through, and you can do it at your leisure without having to come up with that color in the middle of your painting. Another thing too is to think about the limitations that you have, and maybe the limitations that you have with your paint or that the paint has. And so blending over a large area like this can be difficult with some acrylics. You might have to think about wetting the canvas beforehand, wetting the back of the canvas so the paint stays mobile for a little bit longer. But the point I'm trying to get to here is that you stop, sit down and try and map out all of the problems that you might encounter in your painting before you start painting. If there's any other tips that you want for painting with acrylics, you can go and click right there, or maybe there.